Alright, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening everybody, and welcome to the first round of the season for GPL Season 7 SWT. It is time for these drivers to go ahead and get fired up and ready to go for their season opener here today at Dragon Trail Seaside. A very fun track. We had a blast here last week in WEC. It's a bit of a shorter race, but it's still going to be very jam-packed with action here. My name is Patrick Coleman, aka Ruckus, and alongside me, I have Toyota driver Rogue in the comms box with me. How you doing today, mate?
Good. Doing very well after a few stressful days, but I'm good. How about you?
I can't complain. I'm here at GPL. We're about to see these drivers give it a go. Lots of drivers here, some new teams, new faces, ready to make their SWT debut. And some drivers have been around for a while, but they have partnered with new teams. So, should be very interesting here today. We do have a brand new team joining it. Actually, two new teams joining us here today. We have Hellas Racing with Dennis driving the Soul car. And then LFO Karma competing here today with Teo, who is joining the session now. And we are expected to have Anti-Shifty as well. So two new teams on the docket here today and some new faces making their official debut in SWT. Tallman had his debut race last week as a substitute for Project Zero Porsche. And then May JP also making his debut with EXO, substituting for High Caliber last week. So those two already have some experience on this track. So we'll see if that puts him in a bit of a good situation, gives him a bit of an advantage. Now, you raced on this very track last week, Rogue, so what are your thoughts on Dragon Trail Seaside?
It's one of my favorite tracks, I'm gonna lie. But it has some difficulties, especially with the turn 1 and the hairpin going into the dash chicane. The wind is very important there, so you don't lose the backhand or it gets a bit too floaty on the corners and you might spin out. So that's where the drivers need to be careful with that, especially.
Yeah, I mean honestly, it's widely considered to be like the best track that doesn't actually exist. So, and I 100% agree with that. It's a really fun track. It flows nicely. You can have some good racing. It's a pretty wide track too for the most part, so you'll have a lot of room to operate, a lot of room to kind of negotiate corners and stuff of the nature. So yeah, really looking forward to see how today goes.
Yes, likewise.
Any bold predictions from you? What team? I mean, it's the beginning of the season, so is there any team you think that's going to start at the top here?
EXO is always the favorite, of course. I'm expecting big things from them, especially the reigning champion Brenda, or B23. Of course, Major B is his teammate. This is going to be an exciting lineup for sure. So I expect big things from them. But I can't is also a force to be reckoned with, especially with Jay doing a good job last season as well, and in the pre-quali races. And Flaring Ace is also being an old Toyota driver in WEC as well.
Yeah, so we were actually talking a little bit like well before we actually got started. We were all hanging out in a practice session, all giving it a go, trying to get some extra warm-up laps in before today, and we actually kind of talked about like kind of our prediction on like kind of like the order of how the teams are going to be here in SWT. So I mean, this one, it feels like it's going to be a little bit more predictable compared to WEC, because WEC, it's, I mean, that championship is pretty much blown wide open now with so many championship level elite drivers coming back and returning to the championship. But yeah, I think we have a pretty solid grasp on who the top teams are going to be. In my experience, I think the top three teams that are definitely going to be the ones to look out for, you're going to have EXO, High Caliber, and Red Bull probably going to be the top teams here this season.
I think I want to throw an odd one out. It's probably Hellas with a strong driver as well. Or is it the LFO team with Theo Iceman?
LFO has Teo, but Dennis probably could also shake things up too. So.
Well, yeah, he's been a returning driver as well. He's driven here as well a few seasons back.
Yeah, and if he ends up in the lobby, if he's able to join, Anti-Shifty too has also shown some pretty good promise there for the LFO Karma squad. So I think here's how I see things as of right now, which granted, the viewpoint can change throughout the season. So what I am thinking in terms of the overall like constructors feel, just from kind of a first glance, looking at the driver lineups and looking back at history, I think EXO is definitely the favorite, followed pretty closely by High Caliber. But Red Bull Adidas is going to be in that mix as well. And just based on the rosters, I think that P4 position, or that kind of best of the rest, is really going to be a tough battle between Project Zero and LFO. It's going to be really tough between those two, I think.
Yeah.
The two teams I think that are going to be at the back are going to be Hellas and Hololive. And nothing against their two drivers. I think their two drivers are fantastic. But the problem is that they're both one-man teams compared to everybody else that does have a two-driver roster.
Yeah, that's going to be an issue at some point, especially in the constructors bit. It's really important to have a second driver. I mean, it's difficult to get them, but yeah, it's really a necessity to be competitive in general. Also with strategies you could help with collecting data, for example, and more things.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say that Hellas Racing and Hololive are kind of doomed, because that could not be any further from the truth. I think they're gonna be pretty competitive. Like, I think they're gonna be in the mix. They're not gonna be miles off. I genuinely don't think that. But it's, like you said, it's to be competitive in the constructors, you basically do need two drivers to kind of make up your grid, or to make up your roster. And there's even a team like LFO, the LFO WEC team is actually in that same issue where they only have a single driver at the moment, so I know they're going to suffer a little bit in the WEC constructors. But I mean, it's still going to be a fantastic season. They're still going to be extremely competitive. And I mean, you know how SWT is, how it's been over the years. It is just a hyper-competitive series, even more competitive than WEC at some points.
Oh yeah, with the closeness between most of the drivers, especially last season at the end, there was really fluctuating between who was doing well. For example, with your boy Grant, and I believe it was Tokyo. That was a big upset in the championship, especially. An unexpected win from last season.
Yeah, so interesting stuff here. And actually, I just saw that Anti-Shifty will be unavailable for today, unfortunately, because due to his wheel having issues, so that is unfortunate.
It's very unfortunate, yeah.
And as of right now, the SWT side of Karma doesn't have any reserves, although it's kind of late now, as we are kicking off qualifying here for the first time in SWT, and we're going to see how these teams do. Should be a fun one. I'm actually really curious about Hellas Racing, because I don't know if you have any experience with this team, but I've worked with this team in the past. They are pretty popular within the GT3 space. They've done quite a few GT3 championships. They do stuff with, I believe they do stuff with Enduro GT, Discord Racing Association, Hammers Racing Community. They've been in quite a few different series. They also have their own NASCAR championship, which, fun fact, current driver Tallman has actually raced in that championship, and he's actually kind of a pseudo member of Hellas Racing. He's at least part of the admin staff when it comes to that particular NASCAR championship. But yeah, I'm really excited to see how today goes. That's going to be a team to keep an eye on, because realistically they don't have any data on them, and I believe this is their first foray into Super Formula. And then also you got LFO, which is the brand new team as well, but a lot of new team compositions coming into the season.
Yeah, so exciting to have new teams on the grid. Makes the grid more full like it usually was. It's always good to see, especially with the new faces and returning faces as well.
Yeah, and actually, if you can remember from last season, I mean, the new teams on the block up, Kaizen Motorsports, they pretty much shocked everybody. They got 2 wins straight out of the gate, just about.
Oh yeah, there was a big offset as well. It was a really good season last season. Well, I really enjoyed to see it happening all.
Yeah, I mean, you got reigning champion here with a new teammate and a new driver making his debut here with MayJP. Now, MayJP has shown some pace. He got a podium in the LMP Masters Series on the final round of the season. And also, he's been a pretty steady fixture in the DRL, the Draken Racing League in Super Formula. So, he's not exactly a rookie to the Super Formula chassis, but it will be his first time competing here in SWT, and he probably is the driver with the most fanfare around him as well. He's always got loyal supporters in the chat, which you love to see it. You love to see drivers having fans because it really helps them out too. It gives them a massive confidence boost, and they really do appreciate all the support that everybody gives them. And yeah, and Ducadono, also a very reliable face as well. I mean, you got a good mix here in this grid of newcomers and reliable faces.
Yeah, I think the mix is always good to have. You have the experience from for a Ducadono example, and B23 especially. And mixing that with the talent of the new gens, like Toloman and MayJP, it really elevates the division as a whole to a new different level, closer to the WEC series even.
Yeah, it really does kind of elevate things. So it's gonna be interesting too to see how these drivers improve. And I've also been hearing a lot about Nico here. Now Nico, and you and Nico were teammates for a while last season. Nico had a bit of a struggle season last time, but from what I have heard, he has improved immensely. And I think I heard earlier today that he was practicing for about 19 hours straight. Now, I don't know the validity of that, but
insane.
but yeah, I mean, he's in a pretty good spot, and in the practice session earlier, he wasn't really too far off of some of the top times here.
Yeah, I'm really happy how Nico improved. That's really why it's very important to say that he is very much improved since last season. Also with the connectivity being much better now than it was in Brazil, for example, if you remember that.
Yeah, I think I do remember that, and I mean, I know sometimes Gran Turismo servers like to do Gran Turismo things at times, and I know it's not ideal. Gran Turismo servers, we love them, but they're not the most stable. I mean, then again, in any facet of online gaming, but you also got to consider just how many nationalities are present here on the grid. I mean, we got drivers from America, the UK, Canada, Greece, the Netherlands, and then you also go to like WEC, you also got drivers from France, Bahamas, Wales, Germany.
Norway as well.
Norway, yeah. So you got drivers from pretty much just about every continent aside from Africa and Antarctica.
And Malta as well.
Yeah, Malta, yeah, that's another one.
Viper.
Yeah, Malta, I mean, you got so many countries. Like, you don't even think of Malta when it comes to, like, racing, but it's good to see drivers from countries that you don't really consider in motorsports. Gives representation to that nation. So
it's always amazing how racing can bring so much nationalities to one place. This is what I love about the thing as well. It's
and
like
that's
a big hub.
That's why motorsports is like, I will die on the hill of saying motorsport is the best sport, because you really do get the best from everywhere. I mean, I know you have football with the World Cup. And then you also got the Olympics as well, but I mean, racing, it always has drivers from all sorts of different countries, like the World Endurance Championship, F1, etc. All those countries have different drivers from different countries, so it's really awesome. And it's good to see sim racing is also pretty much in that same boat. I mean, GPL has so many different nationalities represented in both SWT and WEC.
Yeah. I believe there's one from South Africa as well.
Yeah, Sean, another driver that was tipped for being a Hellas Racing driver.
Ah, yes, Sean.
And then also, now granted, I think he was expecting, or at least rumored to make an appearance. Alvarks, a good friend of mine, he's from Spain, and he competed in one round of the LMP Master Series. Oh, and Dennis has a bit of a snap there into the wall. And that is very unfortunate there for the Greek driver for Hellas Racing, but hey, he's in a pretty good spot right now, as it seems.
Yeah, as qualifying continues, there's a lot of good times on the board, especially Major P with a 17.5. That's, I think, an improvement from the last qualifying he did in WEC.
Yeah,
so that's always good to see.
I mean, it would be an SWT rookie pole position, and it would be Major P's first pole position ever since joining GPL in any capacity, really, community series or otherwise. So, I mean, that's a really, really good sign. And I know in WEC it was a really big talking point of basically being the battle of the second driver is basically it, but...
Yeah, that's really important there.
And XL right now doesn't seem to have a very strong driver lineup, and we did have a last-minute addition of the second LFO Karma driver of Anti-Shifty is here.
Did he fix the wheel issues?
I believe he must have. He must have, so hopefully that is the case.
It's always good to have him, if he can have the wheel prepared enough for the race. It would be a shame if he can't participate in the first race.
Yeah, that would be a really unfortunate moment. And I mean, yeah, and you always want to start off the season on a good note. You always want to start off with building momentum before we head to Catalonia in about, well, it'll be next week for WEC, 2 weeks from now for SWT. So, I mean, Barcelona is going to be an interesting track. It's a different track compared to this one, because this one is very wide. Got a good amount of straight line speed. The other track is just absolutely brutal on your tires, particularly that front left.
Yeah, I did some practice the other day, and the tires were gone in a few laps. The softs were not holding up at all. I can get you that one for free.
It might be one of the rare cases where you'll see teams maybe even consider bringing the hard tire. I know the hard tire is a very unpopular tire when it comes to Gran Turismo. Like, nobody in hardly any category actually opts to run the hard tire just because the grip is very non-existent compared to the other two compounds. But I mean, for Barcelona, some teams may actually consider it an option.
It usually is the odd one out in the tire comparisons, like you said. It's, I don't know, the tire doesn't have a lot of grip compared to, like, of course it's a harder compound, but I think the replication of the compound for with the IRL is way off in terms of grip wise. You would expect a little bit more grip from the hard tires at least.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's pretty much how that's how it goes, really, is you just need that good grip. And I mean, the hard tire, I mean, it's practically like driving on ice compared to like the mediums. And I agree. I think it needs a little bit of fine tuning. Maybe in Spec 7, if they ever get to that point, they'll maybe fix the hard tire. But yeah, it's even in GT3.
That's a long way out.
We're probably going to be on Gran Turismo 9 by that point. But I know you've done stuff for Enduro GT and you've raced in some endurance races. But even in your guys' category, where stints usually go for quite a while, even you guys don't even run the hard tire.
No, it's not worth the risk of staying out that long. It's not paying off the way you want it to have. I mean, the degradation is good, but the pace is not there. And that's why people opt to medium, for example, more likely than staying out on the hard tires. Even if you would do a full stint, the medium would be faster in ultimate pace. So it's not that great of a tire in general, which really, it's a shame really.
Because it opened up so many strategy options for SWT and WEC as well. Particularly WEC, because those races are longer. They're longer races, so like the hard tire would actually probably be like it would probably get used quite handsomely. So
yeah, I'm curious. I think the first opportunity we could see the hard tire is gonna be Barcelona with the high degradation. But if I'm realistic, I don't see a lot of people go to the hard tires. They'll probably be more tire saving than usual and drop pace for grip in the long run, which is what I would do at least.
Yeah, and I mean, to be quite honest with you, Rogue, I think that's probably the only track that you're going to see the hard tire compound even considered. Because, I mean, the other tracks don't really have that same level of degradation. Watkins Glen is generally a pretty high-speed track. Spa isn't usually that aggressive on tires. And also, I mean, there's a good chance it's going to rain anyway, so the hard tire, I mean, there's going to be a lot of drivers not even potentially even using the slicks. Monza is probably just going to be... Monza isn't really particularly... Well, it is a bit rough on tires, but not compared to Barcelona.
Yeah, I think Watkins Glen is also a possible appearance for the hard tires. When I driven for the hypercars, for example, it was pretty bad on tires, on the mediums especially as well. That's maybe in the last ditch where you can see the hard tires. I'm trying to look for the calendar to see what...
So, just looking at that, I mean, Circuit Jules Verner's, maybe... That's a hard maybe. I mean, there's really not a lot of data on that track because it's the newest track in the game alongside Yas Marina.
Yeah.
And Yas Marina doesn't really... I mean, Yas Marina, it gets hot, but generally the tires can last a bit longer. It's definitely not a low deg track. I would consider it probably like a medium deg track.
Yeah, I agree on that. It's not that bad on its tires, but they need to fix the track limits though on it.
True. As we are just about done with qualifying here for the first round of SWT. Time flies when you're having fun. We do have drivers now making their way through, and oh, that's a bit of a rough one for Teo. Teo's had a bit of a rough go at things here. He's currently in P7. And it looks like MayJP might actually have pole position here if he can hold on. Now,
Florence did improve though.
Alright, yeah, we'll see. The high caliber driver, his former team, he was expected to run with high caliber before the season, and then a shock announcement came a few days before the WEC race that he would be racing for Exodus Motorsports for SWT. So, and now his former team, we'll see if his former team can actually get pole position. Clarence Gases formerly raced in WEC. So we know the pace is there from the Welshman, and we will see if he can go ahead and
he is improving.
He is improving, so we'll see if he can get that pole position here. It's going to be tight. Oh, but not quite enough though. He needs to find an extra few hundredths. He is actually no, never mind. I'm wrong. He is improving by quite a bit. He will get that pole position if he doesn't mess up this last two corners.
Can MayJP make it to the line? I don't think he can. So he will be with this lap time on the board.
Yeah, that's it. It's done. So let's see. Flaring Aces to pole. The answer is no. He doesn't quite get it. MayJP, our provisional pole. Can we see anyone else? It will not be Dennis. Will it be Schulte? Schulte, the Canadian driver, will be the next one to see. What about B23? What about his teammate? B23. I mean, he is the reigning champion. He still can potentially make an upset. We'll see if he can get it done. He is currently about... He's about 0.6 of a second off. Oh, yep, he's not improving though. Tallman's done.
It's gonna be a shambles for him.
Yeah, so I mean, we saw the illusion actually in WC where he didn't exactly have the greatest of qualifying. But can Ducky Dono make an improvement here? Is he going to go ahead and upset the pole time?
He did improve.
He will not. So with that being said, MayJP take a bow, pole position for the young British driver. Well done to him. B23 moves up into P5, and it is MayJP on pole position. Officialized. Nobody can take it away now. That is pole position for the rookie.
That margin is crazy. Within a tenth, that is very close. That's unreal.
Massive congratulations there to MayJP for getting that pole position. That is definitely no small feat, and that is a statement of intent that he is come to play. The rookie driver he's not acting like a rookie. He is going to give it his all like he's a seasoned veteran.
Yes, I was about to say. But I've a big shock to see B23 so low on the grid with a 18-1. It's not his optimal, I think so. Also, I have to give props to Tallman, who is within a tenth as well of B23. He's also been improving a lot since the Hypercar series.
Yeah, on his debut as well.
Yeah.
It's his debut race here in SWT as well, so.
It's wow, I'm speechless.
Yeah, me too. I mean, that was incredible. We weren't expecting that. The Project Zero guys rounding out the field at P10 to P11. Kemmerer for HoloLive P9. Dakadono for Red Bull Adidas P8. Teo Iceman for LFO Karma P7. Tallman for Red Bull Adidas. He is going to be in P6. B23 for XO P5. Schulte P4 for HCR. Dennis actually with Hellas Racing gets up into P3 in his qualifying, so that's a really good result from the new Greek team. Greek team with a Greek driver, and he will jump up into P3. Will MayJP take a pole position for EXO, and Flaring Aces take a P2 for High Caliber Racing. So we got a pretty strong grid here. Here's our qualifying results yet again. Just taking a quick look through them. Very good stuff there from everybody. We will have another driver joining in, so we're going to go ahead and let this one fly and just... we're going to reset the lobby. We reset the lobby anyway. And then Anti-Shifty will go ahead and get added in. The grid will be manually set, and then we're going to be good to go for round 1 of the season. But, I mean, we were talking about some really interesting, bold predictions, but I think MayJP getting pole was not on our bucket list.
Oh, definitely not. I would expect the more seasoned veterans to be better than this, but this is a good shock, a good surprise.
Yeah, it's a very pleasant surprise.
It's very welcome to see.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's always awesome to see. I mean, especially because, I mean, MayJP is a pretty young driver, so, I mean, there's a good chance that he might be one of the future champions in this series. I mean, you could say the same about Tallman. You could say the same about F16, because he's new as well.
Yep.
And F16's already, he's already making waves. He got a podium on his second race in the LMP Master Series. And he likes Watkins Glen, which is where we're heading for in round 3. So that could be a good showing for the British driver. But yeah, we'll just kind of have to see how everything plays out. Because honestly, this season's looking to be very spicy already. We're just into the first round.
Don't even qualifying's done yet, and we're already very hyped for all that's gonna come this season.
I mean, this is honestly peak racing right here. And I mean, here's the thing. And it feels like the bar is just getting set higher and higher every single season. I mean, we thought season 6 was a banger of a season. Because, I mean, we had the introduction of Foxhound Speed Group. They did pretty solid in their debut season. And then you had Kaizen that was really strong as well. And hopefully we'll see Kaizen back on the grid next season for season 8. Which, I mean, we're not even fully one round into season 7. We're already thinking about season 8, but I mean, so it's gonna be a fantastic season. Any track in particular that you're looking forward to?
Not really. Actually, I don't really have a favorite. Actually, probably the one that's already been done is Dragon Trail.
That's fair. Personally,
maybe
for me,
Suzuka. That's a good one as well. I always like Suzuka.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the biggest Suzuka fan, but I can understand the appeal for it. It's a very qualifying heavy track. Honestly, probably the most qualifying heavy track on the grid or on the calendar for the season. So I'm actually really looking forward to the new tracks, honestly.
Oh, yes, especially. Compared to last season, what is the tracks you really want to have kept on the calendar? I'm curious. I think some of them were not on there.
Yeah, I mean, so I mean, you got CGV, the Canadian Grand Prix. That's gonna be a fun one to watch. That one's a pretty narrow track, but you can also get some really good speed around there as well. Yas Marina that's gonna look stunning at night, honestly, which is when we're likely gonna run that race. I tried to bully them into getting Nordwand onto the calendar, but unfortunately that was unsuccessful. Don't bully anyone, kids. It will not put Igor Nordwand onto the calendar, as much as I would love it to be there, but yeah, I think Dragon Trail, it's probably the best track on the grid, or on the calendar. I do wish we would have got Maggiore though. That would have been a good one.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Maybe for season 8, I'll pay off Lucian to add Nordwand to the calendar.
Yeah.
I don't think I could pay that man enough to do that. He's not that great.
I mean, I like the track, so I would back you up with that. I'll open my wallet as well.
Alright, so so subscriber goal. I mean, hey, I did say when we get 100, when we got to like 100 subscribers, I would do a shoey, and I held a mind in the bargain there. If we get to 200 before the end of the season, we need to put Nordwand on the calendar.
I like that goal. We're gonna go for it.
I can already hear. I can just like, I can sense Lucian just like face palming at the idea of putting Nordwand on the calendar.
Yeah, me too. The frost's gonna be damaged as crazy though, but the built for the mechanics now.
I can already see in the I can see in the YouTube chat that is not exactly a popular suggestion, but I mean, hey, we gotta have some kind of Monaco.
Yeah.
We got Monaco at home.
Yeah. Well, I mean, isn't Dragon Trail a bit of a Monaco at home kind of race, especially with the bridge section?
I think honestly, like, it could be actually really fun in some of the, like, in the F3500s. I think that could be fun because they are smaller cars.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually a good one now that I think about it.
I say we replace Catalunya with something else. I mean, no, you know what? If we get...
I do miss Autoplus. Oh, sorry.
Actually, did you say topless?
Yeah, topless, yeah.
That could be a good one, honestly. I would actually
miss that track a lot, though.
I hate driving that track, but I feel like it'd be fun to watch.
Either Autoplus or Fuji. That's probably
one of those
the
tracks
I like a lot.
It's one of those tracks that, like, I like it, but I suck at it.
Damn right, me too. Yeah. It's interesting, though.
It's like me in Hungary on the F1 games. I like the track, but I'm god awful at it.
Yeah, I mean, you have those tracks. I mean, it's better to have them. Oh, the race is gonna start.
Alright, so we have done enough yapping, and we're gonna go ahead and get things rolling here with round 1 of the Sprint World Tour, baby. It is time to get ready to rock and roll. We're heading straight to the grid. MayJP leading from pole position, and this is gonna be fireworks here. Ladies and gentlemen, we've waited months for this moment in SWT. Those 5 red lights are coming on, and for the first time this season at Dragon Trail International Raceway, it is lights out and away we go here. MayJP getting the launch that he needs. Very good launch there. Dennis also getting a very good launch, making her way down into turn 1. It is a fast, sweeping right-hander now into the death chicane. It's going to be tough. Ooh, oh, a bit of contact.
Ooh, some contact. Someone's around this Tolman and Ducky.
Yeah, Dennis getting a little sideways.
Oh, this is interesting. I think there's going to be a red flag here.
I don't know. I don't see any damage on it. There's no damage on any of the cars aside from Tolman.
Tolman, yeah. Ooh, that was an interesting start to the race, though.
Yeah, Shifty's up. Shifty's up in the 7th.
Oh, yeah, the big start and the mega one.
Let's see if we can get a replay of that. I think we might have waited a bit too long there for that. Yeah, I think we did wait a tad too long there for the replay, but yeah, so unfortunate there for that. We'll see how the rest of the race goes. But yeah, RBA just they're now at the back of the grid. Definitely not the start that they would have wanted to this one.
Really unfortunate. Yes, Brendo is under pressure from is it Iceman?
Yeah, it is Iceman.
Ooh, little wiggle there.
Oh, look at that. That's a move and a half there.
Going down the inside there. That's crazy.
Ooh, a bit of a snap there from Teo. And here's the thing about Teo. He was just signed to LFO Karma literally like 3 hours ago. So he's an extremely new addition to the team. And Iceman gets the move done onto the reigning champion. Oh, but a bit of contact there again, it looks like. And he's had to go wide. Let's get a look at that again. We'll get the replay for it this time. And yeah, we'll just kind of take a look at it here. This is Iceman and B23. We'll take a look at it from B23's perspective. I think he was just trying to find a way. He kind of barges himself through, really. And then that's the position gained.
Ooh, Dennis is up to B3. Was he there already?
Yeah, that's where he started.
Okay. Brenda moving up to 4th already as well. Ooh, a little bit of contact between Schulze and Iceman.
Yeah, a little bit of contact there. He's kind of in the LFO sandwich at the moment, as the LFO drivers are now making their way through, coming through this Monaco-esque chicane. And Shifty, I mean, he's on a pretty good race start here. I mean, talk about kind of being at the right place at the right time. He's going to go ahead and make his way through. He's going to try to make a move. There wasn't quite enough of a gap there. As we check back in with the front, Major P already has about a 1.5 second gap to Flaring Aces. And he's burned 0 overtake as well, which, I mean, that's always a massive point of contention, is the overtake usage. Because, I mean, we saw it last week where some drivers really just burned their overtake a bit too much in the early stages and kind of left the city ducks for the rest of it.
Yeah, it's really important to get the strategy as well down and also manage the overtake as well. It's very important to have enough overtake to cover off any attacks from the car behind and not to overrev the engine as well, because I don't think there could be a fuel saving involved if the engine overrevs a little bit too much there.
Yeah,
so far so good.
Yes, yeah, you said it perfectly. So far so good. We're going to take a look. I mean, yeah, it's been a bit of a rough go for some of these guys. Quite a bit of this field has actually fallen back quite a bit. Yeah, Chemistry has fallen back quite a bit. Actually, both of the Project Zero guys aren't exactly in the greatest of spots. The team that is really impressing me the most are, I guess, the one-man band of Dennis, because, I mean, it's a brand new team with 0 experience in Super Formula, and he's currently sitting at P3, not too far behind Flaring Aces. So, I mean, a podium on debut for Hellas Racing is on the cards here, but it's still very early stages. It's only 4 out of 29.
Yeah, sorry, my bad, I was spaced out a little bit. Yeah, the field's starting to spread a little bit. Just little gaps are forming there between especially Major P, Flaring and Dennis at the moment.
Yeah, but B23 is trying to make a charge here.
Yep. Burning a bit of overtake.
Although Schulte is already kind of burned up a ton of overtake here in his high caliber. He is currently used up about a good 20% of his overtake on lap 4. I mean, it's a shorter race than the WEC race. The WEC race was almost 50 laps, so I mean, you'd be in a bit of a rougher spot if that was the case. But SWT is a shorter one, so, and it'll be interesting. Now, there is some rumors circulating that potentially Karma may actually fully take over this SWT team for LFO in the near future, or maybe at the beginning of Season 8 with Teo and Shifty. I mean, they're both brand new drivers to this organization, signed actually a little bit after the season started. So, I mean, the new team is doing pretty well, but of course, the team to really beat at the moment is still EXO, because P1, P4, definitely going to lead the championship after this. And May JP is having a mighty fine drive at this stage.
Yeah, he's chilling in P1. As Dennis and Flaring swap places at the moment. But Dennis, though, on the soft tires, he's gonna pit much sooner than MJP and Flaring are. So a little bit of strategy coming to play early on, and Flaring having a bit of a snap there as well on the background.
Yes, I caught that a little bit, having a bit of a wiggle moment there. As now B23, he's made up a few positions. He's up in the 4th. He's trying to chase down Flaring Aces here. And we'll see if he can get that move done and dusted. But it's still very early stages. Taking a look at the tires, a majority of the field is running that medium compound. You got Dennis and I saw it was Dennis and Duckadono are the only ones on the alternate strategy here. And now it's going to be actually a pretty close battle between Killswitch and Tallman. Project Zero, a team that Tallman actually raced for in WEC as a reserve for their Porsche division. And now he's racing Project Zero here in SWT. He's going to hold on to the position after some very good car defensive positioning from Tallman. But now he's going to continue on, and we'll see if he can try to catch back up to his teammate of Duckadono here on lap 6 out of 29.
Yeah, if he can stay with Ducky for the majority of the race, he's pretty well covered, as Ducky is on the soft tires, and if he can maintain the pace, I think Tallman is going to have a good race at this early stages as well.
Yeah, Tallman, the first graduate of LFO Racing. So the LFO is probably one of the more interesting teams in terms of just their dynamic. Is that it's basically a free agency team, pretty much. So drivers are really free to go ahead and stay at LFO, and if they get an offer from another team, then they have there's no issues with them swapping over. I mean, Tallman got to RBA from LFO. F16 also came in. He was an LFO driver, and then he got brought on to Project Zero yep. Porsche. So I mean, LFO's already got 2 graduates since the project started in, I want to say it was like October, I think. But I mean, there's rumors about how the future of that organization already coming in, and I know it's still early stages of the season, but it'll be interesting to see how these 2 new teams do. And I mean, we also got to think about Hellas Racing, because they could also become a fixture here.
Oh yeah, of course, with Dennis.
And they do have 2 drivers. Their other driver was unfortunately unable to make it, but I mean, with Hellas Racing potentially having 2 drivers, then they could be in a pretty decent spot.
Was it Julian Brad, perchance?
Yeah, it is Julian.
Okay. I remember him from the DRL races as well. He was pretty solid in those as well. So
oh, hang on. We gotta get a replay here because something has happened to Tallman. So we got a replay. He is gonna go ahead and just kind of hook it. Oh, did he just? Yeah, he just spun it on his own into the wall, and he's got a little bit of damage. So that was just kind of a self-error there.
Very unfortunate. And the chicane of the hairpin as well before the death chicane. Yeah, that's very unfortunate because that's one of the most crucial corners to maximize the exit, especially when you go through the chicanes to get the best top speed you can.
Yeah, so
and
now
it's really easy to lose the car there.
Oh yeah, I mean, I did it earlier today when we were just in the practice session. I took a bit too much curb going into that hairpin, and I just spun it. I spun my Navi around. But yeah, Duckadono, he's going to be under some pressure now from both of the Project Zero cards here, but he's starting to try to utilize the last little bit of that prime grip that RBA has. He's trying to use that last bit of the soft tire before the advantage really starts falling the way of the medium runners just behind him. So, I mean, he is doing pretty good though. He is keeping that gap pretty well consistent. He's using a good amount of overtake though to kind of extend that gap. But the question I'm going to pose to you is, if you're, say, Duckadono or Dennis for that matter, you're on the soft tire. You're going to really start losing that grip at any point. You're approaching that cliff. What lap are you going to pit in on?
Ooh, that's a good question. I've not tried the soft tires at all, apart from qualifying, so it's just a big guess for me at this point. I would say around the lap 13 mark. That's probably where it should box. Because I know the mediums have a long lifespan in them, so better to shed them earlier than later if you want to maximize the grip as much as you can.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, that's kind of the contrast between the two main tires in GPL, right? You got the mediums that are the kind of the durable tire that can kind of go through anything, and then you got the softs, which are kind of the fast and furious of the tires. They're really quick, but they burn out super duper quickly. So you gotta really, you gotta be really gentle on them to try to get the most out of them. There's also the hard tire that, I mean, we were talking about earlier. That's really not a popular tire choice, so you're probably not gonna see that. I mean, you might see it at Barcelona and maybe Watkins, but for the most part, that hard tire is gonna get pretty much untouched. It's like the, it's like when back in some earlier years of Formula One, they had the super hard tires, like the weird orange compound.
Oh, that's a super hard, yeah. I forgot about those. At that part of the F1 era was a lot of tire compounds, even at the Hypersoft at some point.
Yeah, I remember seeing those. I didn't really start watching F1 until 2023, but I do remember those being a thing. I have done my research. I think for the fun of it, we should do a race on comfort tires just for the fun of it.
Yeah. That'd probably be really fun with the SFs. It's gonna be...
Do it in Nord 1.
Yeah, at the Nord, like a Nord.
But, yeah, just kind of... Now the race is really starting to separate out as it is right now. I mean, we're kind of in that phase where everybody's just kind of found their groove, and everybody's just kind of chilling out, trying to just make it to the pit stops. I think we're probably going to see pit stops here in the near-ish future for the soft runners.
Yep.
I mean, Dennis's tires are looking pretty worse for wear at the moment, but Dennis is going to continue on, and he's going to try to close the gap to MayJP, who has had a stellar race here on his debut SWT race for EXO. And I mean, he's really been under no pressure since the start of the race, honestly. He's been really consistent, really smooth, and he has pretty much done everything he's needed to. And I mean, and when you're trying to get another, like, what is it, like their third or fourth Constructors Championship in a row for SWT with EXO, then you want that second driver to be extra consistent. And I mean, so far the extra driver is looking pretty much like championship material, at least in this race.
Oh yes, for sure. That's like last season as well, when he had CVD as the teammate of Brando. He was really fast always. You could always count on him to deliver, and that's what I like about EXO. They always have the best lineup possible. It's kind of the Mercedes of the beginning of the hybrid era, like, or domination most of the times. But at the end of last season, especially, or last season in general especially, is when other teams did come in to snatch some victories away from them.
Yeah, I mean, actually, you could even say EXO is kind of like the Ferrari of GPL, except like more like early 2000s Ferrari, I would say.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting to see how these drivers kind of change and evolve to what teams throughout the seasons, right? And now we see, and I mean, hey, there's always going to be some new team out there that's going to look for some glory. And right now, I mean, we got what, 2 brand new teams, well, technically 3 brand new teams and a returning team across both divisions.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, because we got LFO Karma, Hellas Racing, and then Spectre Acura Racing coming back. So.
Yeah, if you count that, this can maybe Project Zero Porsche as well in the WEC class. It's technically new in that aspect as well.
So yeah, still currently everybody really just kind of spread out at the moment, really just trying to find their pace, find their rhythm. and just try to kind of play into their strategy as the race continues to progress.
I think Dennis is gonna box this lap. His tires are getting really worn now. He might be doing one extra lap, or he's gonna box. And it looks like he's staying out for one more lap. But if I were him, he should have boxed this, or at least the previous lap.
Yeah, I don't see him pitting any later than this coming lap. I think he's going to pit in right at the beginning of 14. I don't really see him trying to go any further because, I mean, you're just going to lose time to JP, who at this stage is on a better tire. He can go much longer. He can maybe get close to lap 20 before he needs to make a stop. He will probably need to make a stop. I don't think he can carry those mediums to the end of the race, but I mean, hey, who knows, maybe.
I think the limit of the medium tires will be around lap 16, 17-ish. That was with the WEC at least, the case. And I see that Ducky Dono is also pitted to a new set of soft tires.
So yeah, Ducky kind of going for the very aggressive strat of double soft, which I mean, hey, it could work. It could really work out well for Ducky Dono. So we'll see.
Does anyone guess at this point still?
The two LFO Karma teammates are still battling it out here. They're getting really close to each other. Teo is a brand new driver for the team. Like I said earlier, he signed like 3 hours ago with the team. He was a reserve, or he was a free agent, didn't even have a team to run under. So LFO scooped him up, and now they got a pretty decent driver lineup for SWT. I mean, they actually, as it sits right now, I think they will actually kind of be right in that P4 position. Kind of where I thought it was going to be them and Project Zero maybe battling it out. But look at this, two teammates going side by side. Shifty is going to go in and try to send it up the inside. And look at that. Oh, teammates! The teammates collide, and a bit of drama here between the LFO Karma drivers. Oh boy, this is a bit of an
really
interesting
ugly
one. Yeah, so here's a replay. They're going side by side, and then anti-shifty. Yeah, that was just kind of wrong place at the wrong time. Although I mean, he could have given Iceman a bit more space, but ooh, that's going to be a bit of a rough debrief later.
Yeah, looking back at him, he kind of closed off Iceman on the inside of the curve. So I agree with you on that. A bit more space was needed for him. But I also see that Dennis has not pitted yet.
Ooh,
even though the gap is still, if it's decreasing, or increasing, I mean, to MJP in P1.
Yeah, and I mean, he's still pulling away from aces though, which is going to be the bit of the more crucial one, but I mean, also, yeah, Alex actually brings up a decent point. It could be a bit of connectivity shenanigans, so
Shifty is usually known for that, with the connection not being optimal always.
Yeah, I mean, that's always one of the big struggles when you're doing international esports like this, is that connections are gonna come back to bite you every so often. So I mean, there's a very good chance that was pretty heavily connection based. But what I'm really curious about is, when is Dennis gonna make his pit stop?
It must be this lap then. Is he going for a double soft perhaps? I think so then.
I mean, he might as well at this point, because he's done more than a half a race on the soft compound. So I mean, he probably is going to go for the double soft, is what I would imagine.
Very risky.
It is risky, yeah. It's not what I would advise. I would advise, I mean, I probably would have pitted 2-3 laps ago and then tried to run the mediums to the end. I definitely would have not tried to push in an AI race maybe, but in a race with actual people, definitely not. I would have tried to pit in probably at lap 12.
Yeah. I mean, if he's gonna go for another set of softs, he needs to really look after his overtake. If he's gonna run on dead tires at the end, he really needs that to fend off any incoming attacks or flaring acings, for example.
Yep, he's on those softs, so we will see. He'll kind of split the LFO guys as it sits right now. So, and actually, yeah, he will split the LFO guys. Something else must have happened to Shift, because even after the spin, he was still like within about 3 seconds of of Iceman, but he's really fallen away now, and he might come under pressure from Killswitch here. Although Killswitch is on slightly better tires, his rears are a bit better at this stage, but Anti-Shifty does have more overtake available. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, it's gonna be a bit of a difficult one to say the least. But then again, I mean, you're over half race distance at this point, so I mean, the mediums could probably go. I mean, you were saying about 16 or 17 laps for the mediums, but I think they could maybe go to the 20s potentially.
Yeah, I think fuel's also a big factor in this race, especially with a heavier or lighter car at this point. You can stretch those tires a little bit longer than what I could do in the WEC race.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, you could also pit in just to try to get better strategy. You could even pit in. I mean, what you could do, and maybe this is what I would potentially attempt, although granted, tire management is not one of my strengths. I'm not one of the Boitas who can manage tires ludicrously well. I would try to maybe go to lap 20 on this set and then swap to the softs and just get a fast-paced end to the race.
Yeah, that's what I would do as well. That's the best option so far. See also Nico closing a little bit into Camigeur. He's doing a good job so far.
Yeah, he's currently in the P11. Now, all the medium runners still need they're probably still all going to make a pit stop at some point here. So, and I mean, you definitely won't be able to take these tires all the way to the end in Catalunya. You're definitely not going to do that because it's such a higher degradation track. Easily, probably the most tire degradation or tire degrasive track ever. I can't really think of any other track that's even more aggressive on tires than Catalunya. So that's going to be a fun one for these guys in terms of management. You're going to really have to practice that track quite a bit. But yeah, we got Flaring Aces now coming into the pits. P23 in the pits. Schulte in the pits. So P2 to P4 in the pits. MayJP staying out.
Dennis jumping them like I would expect. And also Iceman ahead of them so far, but he needs to make a pit stop still. So I think this is going to be a spicy one for the end, at least for P2's concerned.
Yeah, honestly.
If those softs fall off, really, it's going to be a pain for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think then again, Flaring Aces, he's got a potential here. I mean, we know his pace. Former WEC driver, so we know he's got the pace, he's got the speed, but we'll see if he can go ahead and try to get past Iceman here. I mean, Iceman, he's kind of in a bit of a vulnerable spot here just because he is on older mediums compared to brand new softs. I don't think this will be much of a challenge for Aces to get past here just based on the tires alone, but hey, who knows? Maybe Iceman can hold him off a little bit. And I mean, I don't see Iceman really going beyond this lap rail. I think he's going to pit in anyway, so
yeah,
whether he holds off Aces or not.
The Greek Minister of Defense.
Yeah, there we go. The Greek Minister of Defense, I like that name, and we'll see. He's going to hold on to that position, though. Ace is not really making up a lot of time considering the tire deficit, but no, Iceman's going to stay out. So we'll see if he's going to hold on here, and he isn't really going to be able to fight it. He will try, though, but he's going to go ahead and just tuck in right behind. He's on the older tires, so, but, oh, hang on, look at this. I don't know if it's bugged, but Iceman has not used a touch of his overtake this entire race.
I don't think it's a bug. For me, it's the same.
Either that, or Iceman has just genuinely not touched his overtake.
That will be an interesting one at the end, though.
That'll be impressive if he can stay in the top 5 without touching overtake.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
that's
surprised for this. Ooh, a little bit of a wiggle though from Iceman. I think Brendan's gonna catch him into the hairpin.
He's also on a brand new set of soft tires, so I mean, Iceman is not really at an advantageous position here. He's gonna lose
Brandon
time.
should wait for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
wait for the next corner.
He's staying out. So, oh, I wonder if he's trying to go for the Dennis strategy here, trying to take those tires to a super long distance, but he's going to start losing a bunch of time here. His teammate has already pitted, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Shifty's already pitted in, so he's on a set of softs that he'll try to take to the end here. But he's got to be careful. He is kind of low on fuel there, so we'll see if he can get it to the end. He might have to do a splash and dash, which is going to take a little bit of extra time out of his time, but I mean, ideally he won't, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'd have to say that Tolman is really low on fuel as well in that case. Probably the gearbox revving a bit over the limit that really drains the fuel tank a little.
Yeah, he might actually have to start short shifting here a bit to kind of conserve that fuel. It's not great for lap times, but it'll work for fuel management. Or you could take the alternate route of actually adjusting your fuel map, which I know is not a popular thing to do, but I mean, sometimes you just put that fuel map to level 2, and it might even get him right to the end of this one. So we'll see. I think they probably will make it to the end. I don't think they are going to do a splash and dash, but if they're not careful, then that could really just make their race come undone here.
Yeah, as Iceman gets into the pit lane now on those worn tires. It's a good time for him to come in so he can attack on the last few laps a little bit more than the others can. And a little bit of fuel taken with him as well.
Yeah, so he went for the splash. Oh, that 3-second penalty for pit lane. That's rough.
Ducky boxing as well.
Yeah, and he's on the softs.
Yeah. I think he went for the 2-stop.
Which could work out for him, we'll see. He's going to come out just behind his teammate of Tallman here. And they're going to continue on. We'll see if Tallman can go ahead and make some moves here. He's got chemistry just up the road on 1 lap older tires. So the battle for PA could be pretty exciting. Dennis now has actually got close to the back of May JP here, and May JP has basically led every single lap of this race.
See, within a second now. But I think Dennis really burned his overtake a lot to catch up to him. Which he is in a bit of a disadvantage compared to May JP, who has a lot of overtake left in his car.
Yeah, May JP was really under zero pressure at this point, so he's in a pretty good spot, really. I mean, unless he does something catastrophic, then this race is really his to lose.
Yeah.
I'm never going to hear the end of it from AJP's fans, and that is a commentator's curse I accidentally bestowed upon him. I will never hear the end of it.
Let's say he will bin it, then we cancel it out.
There we go, reverse psychology. Dennis now going to continue to try to chase down the race leader, but he's gaining, but not by a whole lot. I mean, he's actually gaining pretty quickly here, but I mean, May JP is really just trying to play conservative here. He's got the better tires. He's got more overtake to deal with.
He's losing a little bit of time now as well, Dennis.
Yeah, so I mean, it's going to be between those two, but. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's going to be a bit of a close battle here as we are approaching the end of the season opener here at the WST or SWT for round 1 here at Grand Prestige League. So we are getting closer and closer to the end of the first race. It has been a fantastic run here, and honestly, a pretty good season opener, a shock pole position, and he is just dominated. So I mean, I wonder if we're going to see a Piastri versus Norris type of battle here throughout the season between B23 and May JP. It's very well possible.
Oh yeah, the possibilities of course there. But who do you think the Piastri would be in this case, and who's Norris?
I would say May JP is more of the Piastri because he is the newer driver, and B23 is more of Norris because Norris is more experienced. But unlike McLaren, I don't know what you guys officially call your colors. I kind of nicknamed the team color the XO Arizona green tea. But there's not going to be any tea green rules here. There's no papaya rules at XL. Just
no mint rules.
Yeah,
That's
mint rules. There we go. No mint rules. There we go. Just pretty much. I think the only mint rules are just don't drive into each other.
Yeah. This is a good name. I like it.
I cannot imagine the radio message of B23 is faster than you. I don't think we're going to get that with XO.
Yeah, probably not. We never know.
If that does happen, that'd be very unprecedented. I can't even really imagine any team here in GPL doing that, to be honest.
Like Team Orders?
Yeah, not to that extent.
Oh no, but I can speak of experience. There have been some Team Orders over those races.
I can see it. I can see it, like particularly like if there's a championship on the line, I can see that being a thing. But like, and it's the first race of the season. You're not gonna win the championship here in Dragon Trail. It's gonna be won around like Abu Dhabi or maybe one or two races before at the earliest. But it is gonna be down to the final couple of laps here in this race. It has been an exciting one, and Anti-Shifty is retiring, so he is out. Anti-Shifty is out of this one. He'll be the first retiree, and might be the wheel issue that he was fighting through earlier. So an unfortunate retirement.
Very fortunate for him. He was doing pretty solid over the whole race so far, and of course a little bit of contact with his teammate at some point, but in general it's a good race for him, I have to say.
Yeah, and I think he's actually got a, I mean, it's the first race of the season. You got plenty of other opportunities. I mean, he still had a really good start. He wasn't even able to make qualifying, but he then pretty much in the first couple of corners, he jumped up to P7 and stayed there actually for quite some time until the contact with his teammate, and also just a little bit of fighting. And there's also that he stated earlier in the LFO Discord that there was an issue with his wheel, so maybe that wheel issue came back and kind of just ended it.
Must be. I have to say, JD Killswitch is still on the medium tires.
Whew.
These things must be obliterated after the race.
Yeah, and actually I think it's going to put Iceman up into a spot where he could just...
Oh, he's really close.
Yeah, he's really close. He's going to try to go for the move here. Can he do it?
Down the inside.
He's going to go for it. Straight to the inside. And that's as easy as you'd like it to be. Those fresh soft tires doing the business with about 5 to go.
I think JD's going to be in P7 until the end. Only if his tires really drop off, he's going to lose maybe P8 to Cam. But there's a marginal gap between him and Kamashur at this point, so I'm confident he will stay in P7.
Yeah, Kamashur having a kind of an anonymous race here. I mean, he was really not involved in any of the major issues, just kind of doing his own thing with his Hololive racing machine. And something that actually slightly worried me before today is that I would not get the lore behind his livery, and I actually do have the lore to his livery.
Spill it. Let's go.
I will just hydrate real quick, but so.
Very important.
Yeah, be sure you get hydrated, guys. I know it's not summer anymore, but still hydrate. It's really important. These cars will not perform to the best of their abilities without proper fuel. Your body is the same way with water, so I know Monster may taste good, Red Bull may taste good, insert energy drink or soda of your choice probably tastes good, but alright, so here's the lore between Kamashur and his car. The main one is, and I might mispronounce this, Hakos Bios, aka B, from Hololive English Gen 2. So, and also...
That's a mouthful.
Yeah, try saying that one 5 times fast. And then the second one is, it is Hololive Gen 2 for Honda Esports. So that'll be an interesting one. I think that might be a special edition of it that's going to be run in Suzuka towards the latter part of the season, but we will see. Some battles potentially happening here as Flaring Aces Does that B23 chasing him down. A double XO podium would definitely put him at the top of the constructors. So, I mean, I think they're ready pretty much at the point where they can be top of the constructors at this point, so.
Yeah, definitely. I think as the constructor stands now is probably EXO, then High Caliber, and then probably Hellas, because they're really far up the grid compared to the rest.
Yeah, I would say that. So I think at the end of this one, it's going to be EXO, High Cal, Hellas, LFO, Project Zero, and then RBA. I think is probably going to be the order.
I think it will, yeah.
LFO might be a position lower just because they only have one driver finishing, but they.
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, they will also definitely be above Hollow though.
Yeah, I think they might be behind. I mean, depending on where these guys finish, they may. The only team I'm not sure if they'll be ahead of is Project Zero. I mean,
maybe RBA.
Well, they're going to be ahead of RBA, I think, because RBA has just had a really unfortunate start to their season. I mean, they got caught up in some of the turn one shenanigans and never really fully recovered from that. So, and it is time for the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix. And here we go. We actually do have a battle for P3 on our hands. P23, Flaring Aces, they're ready to do battle here on the penultimate lap.
It's going to be exciting for this one. If Rando can keep the gap close, he might have a good chance into turn 1 especially. So I think he's going to wait until there. Or maybe he's going to sit behind him for the entire lap and send it down the inside into the last hairpin. And lap 29 is the last Hail Mary if he's not going to able to be catched up until that point.
Yeah, so here we go. It's the final lap of the race now. And it's going to be a battle between these two. I don't think we've really seen these two come to blows often, because they've usually been different divisions. But look at B23 looking for any sort of gap to make a move, and it just doesn't quite happen. But Flaring Aces is trying.
It's going down the inside onto the fast bit. Oh, this is crazy though. Eyes make it stick. Okay.
He got it. Yeah, that was dicey though. But B23 said, my car's got wings and they're gonna fly, and he flew into that position. But Flaring Aces is already trying to get a bit of a retake here, looking for a bit of a gap.
Very vulnerable.
Drama indeed. Drama indeed. So here we go.
Out of OT. If he can keep this car wide enough.
Oh, look at that! Almost!
Oh, he couldn't make it stick, but there's one more chance for Flaring Aces to do this.
Yeah, one more chance indeed, and making his way into the final hairpin now. We're going to draw attention to our race winner for the first time in Grand Prestige League, MayJP! You are a race winner at Dragon Trail. What a way to get a debut started.
Oh, this is dicey between Brendo and
Dennis
Flaring Aces are in contact.
Oh, this is about to be... Oh, look at this! Whoa! That's going to be in the stewards report. That is for sure. That is definitely going to be a bit disputed.
Wow. Sorry to put in there, but it was crazy. In the last hairpin as well, they were going side by side. No room given almost.
Yeah, it even looked like B23 pushed Aces into the gravel there, or into the grass, and actually, looking at it, I think Flaring Aces actually did get him just barely, because looking at the time delta, 0.007 of a second. It's kind of like Nuco and, or not Nuco, I think it was like Viper and Whiteout and WEC. They're only separated by a little bit. So yeah, that's very, very crazy there. Although I think there may be a stewards or incident report filed there, but a very solid finish there from High Caliber. Iceman on debut with LFO will come home in P6. LFO Karma making their debut in Grand Prestige League. A P6 finish, pretty good results. But Hellas Racing, P2 on debut. What a drive from the Greek drivers. Greek drivers part of two separate teams, and what a race it was.
Yeah, it was a crazy one, especially at the end with the contact at especially the last few turns. That was something I did not see coming at all, actually.
Yeah, that was a really Crazy one. But we're going to go ahead and go through our results here really quickly. And it is going to be May JP getting his maiden victory in the Grand Prestige League, followed by Dennis getting a podium for Hellas Racing's maiden Grand Prix. B23 rounds out the podium, followed by Flarengases, Schulte, Teo Iceman, JD Killswitch, Kemazure rounding out the top 8, and then we have Decadono, Tallman, Nico, and Anti-Shifty, who did not finish the race due to technical difficulties. But yeah, that was a fantastic race, and Rogue, any final word before we sunset the stream here?
I have to say, JD Killswitch did a very good job on his tires. He made it to the end in P8, I believe so, with the very worn tires at the end. No life left in them. Even B7 is even better.
Channeling a little bit of his inner Boita there with that tire management.
Yeah. That's pretty good for him.
Very good. Yeah, we'll see if he can keep that up, because that's going to be crucial next week when we, or sorry, 2 weeks from now, when we have the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya for SWT. But that's going to go ahead and wrap things up here for us today. It has been a major way to kick off the season. Both SWT and WEC, both categories had a fantastic start to the racing season. So tune in next week when we head to the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya for round 2 of the Grand Prestige League Super Formula Season 7 for our World Elite Championship category. Rogue will be racing with Toyota there, and it'll be B23 back in the commentary booth with myself, Patrick Coleman, aka Rekus. And on behalf of everybody here, thank you guys so much for tuning on in. Be sure, stay hydrated, stay safe, and we'll see you guys in Spain. Have a good night.